everybody. Hope you are doing well. Let's go back to 1972 and the release of Jethro Tull's album Living in the Past. Specifically, we're going to go to the live song Dharma For One, which features a really fabulous drum solo by, what's his name, Clive Bunker? But I think I'm right on that. Clive, anyway. Sorry. Anyway, this is Tull doing what Tull does best. You know, those live performances that really just fully document the showmanship of the band and the versatility of the band in a live setting, which you don't always get in studio performances. Song's about 9 minutes long, almost 10 minutes long. It starts off with a little funny storytelling session by Ian Anderson right at the beginning. A couple little jokes he throws in there too. So anyway, here is off of the Living in the Past album. It's the live version of Dharma For One.
You know, she's really turned on by the television and vice versa. Here's a song called, and it still features Clive. Yes, right. Rearranged, though, nevertheless. New lease of life. In other words, it's just a bit louder. Dharma For One. Thank you, Clive Bunker.
I mean, again, live performance, phenomenal musicianship, straight across the board. It's 1972 release, so the song was probably recorded in, I don't know, 1970, 71, somewhere in that time period, during a live show. And, in some ways it just aids to the thought process of, man, that time period in music was really, really, really special. From say about let's say 1965 through, I don't know, 1982, that sort of 15 to 18 year period of time, there was so much good music being played out there, and you could play it on the radio because, FM was relatively new. It wasn't an AM station. It was FM. They were longer format performances. They were still obviously dealing with advertising because it's a business, but, playing longer songs were allowed. I've said it before in other videos, and I'll say it again here. It's like, think about the record industry today and think about how everything that you hear on broadcast radio or whatever it is nothing more than 4 minutes long. You might might have the odd live performance of Stairway to Heaven or Sultans of Swing played on a classic rock radio station, but you're not going to hear it on your run-of-the-mill normal corporate radio stations. You're just not. And again, if you think about it today, great classic songs like Stairway to Heaven or Freebird or Hotel California or, Comfortably Numb, or you name it, Sultans of Swing, those songs would not get played on the radio today. Those mega hits, those gigantic classic rock, stadium classics, the lighter songs, lighter songs, those would not get played on the radio today. They will not play a song that's more than 4 minutes long unless their arm is absolutely twisted into a pretzel to get them to do it. And then I think about other things like, songs like, what is it? What's that? It's a Steve Miller song, Steve Miller Band song. Was it? Might be Jet Airliner or something funky. Yeah, it's Jet Airliner. Yeah, it's funky shit going down in the city, but the radio edits funky kicks going down in the city. If you listen to the Charlie Daniels Band, Devil Went Down to Georgia, and you got to the part where he goes, I told you once, you son of a bitch, I'm the best as ever been. The radio edit version of that is horrible because you're like, why would you edit that out? Oh, it's sensitive ears and whatever, PMRC stuff was going on at the time that caused them to do radio edits. I mean, music was so much more expressive and artistic and open than it is in the mainstream today. It just was, I mean, think about that 1976-77 time period, the release of Boston's first album, which sold over 17 million copies, one of the greatest selling debut albums of all time, right? The song Long Time Foreplay, and then into Long Time. It's about 8 minutes long. It's freaking incredible, right? From start to beginning, it is freaking incredible. And you got to play them together because they bleed into one another. They're supposed to be played together. 1976, that song was all over the radio, guaranteed, along with Peace of Mind and Hitch a Ride and every song on that track, every song on that album. Obviously, the big one is More Than a Feeling. But Foreplay Long Time would not get played today. It would not. And then you go back into Rush's song. The first song that was released by Rush that was big on the radio was the song Working Man. And again, I've told the story before. I'll tell it again now. The only reason that song got on the radio, the only reason that song blew up and launched the band towards the stratospheric levels that they reached, was because the radio programmer, the program director for a radio station in Cleveland, was looking for a song long enough for a bathroom break. Truth, 100% accurate. She was looking for a song that was long enough for her DJs to be able to get up and go to the bathroom and come back and not have the dead air. And that's what they would do back in the day. A lot of radio stations did it. It's not just the radio station Cleveland. It's just Cleveland happened to be the radio station that launched Rush or pushed Rush or got Rush on the airwaves. But a lot of radio stations did it back in the day because you didn't have the ability to program a bunch of songs together in a playlist and then play them and walk out of the room and do your business. You couldn't do that back then. You were spinning records on a turntable. And so they were legitimately, regularly looking for songs that were long enough to take a bathroom break. I would not surprise me if that song that holds true for Rush holds true for other bands like Zeppelin and Stairway to Heaven, or Dark Side of the Moon, or Comfortably Numb, or Sultans of Swing. Because again, it's all the same thing. It's all the same situations. They're all 6-8 minute long songs, just long enough for a person to get up, go do their business, and come back. Freebird, same basic thing. Again, the songs are great. The songs are legendary. They wouldn't be on the radio and they wouldn't be classics if they weren't great songs. But why did they get played on the radio the first time? Do you think it was because people called in a request for a song and the DJs actually listened to them? Maybe. Was the song long enough for them to be like, okay, I got to use the restroom. I'll be right back. I'm going to put this song on and it's going to last 10 minutes and it's going to be long enough for me to go do what I got to do and come back. Yeah, probably. It's probably a bigger part in rock and roll history than we give it credit for, because it's something that a lot of places wouldn't necessarily admit. They'd probably be like, oh yeah, we first played that song because we listened to the record and it was just a great song. We had to play Hotel California. Okay. I'm not denying it, but I'm just saying that it wouldn't surprise me if more often than not the longer songs were played simply because somebody needed to use the restroom. I can't prove it. I don't know. This is purely speculation, but again, it's a song like this. It's a killer song. It's over 9 minutes long, and the performance is phenomenal. The drum solo was great. You got to remember, it's 1971, 72 time period. So, you're not talking about necessarily the flourished drumming of somebody like a Neil Peart, or Terry Bozzio or somebody like that. You're talking about a 70s drummer. You're talking about a guy who's in the same basic vein of schools as players like Mitch Mitchell and Ginger Baker. God, Ginger Rogers. Holy crap. As you can tell, it's been a long day. Anyway, I probably should stop rambling on right now because I've been talking for 5 minutes straight, and that's not cool. So, thanks for watching. Sorry again for rambling on. Please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. We could talk about it further. And just know that I appreciate you and I wish you all well. Take care.